Well, it's not often that the stories we share cover 40 years in time, but as Tim explains tonight, this week's edition of Siouxland Stories does just that.
Indeed, Sophie. The reality is that this is a story that could end up being experienced and retold for many years to come. One man's hobby to connect with others in a most unique way.
Before the snow started piling up,
a few of my friends and I decided to come out here and go bow hunting.
Ankeny, Iowa's Ross Bruins was hoping for a memorable hunt along the shores of Saylorville Lake near Des Moines.
You know, I told my wife it was my last hunt of the year. Came out here that day, didn't actually see a single deer, but it'll probably be one of the most memorable hunts I have for the rest of my life.
Most memorable, you might be asking? How could that be? The answer is found a couple hundred miles away in the Spirit Lake dining room of Janet Otto and the stacks of binders her late husband Jim, the father of 4 kids, cataloged beginning in 1976.
Even though he's been gone for so many years, that people still say his name and want to find out who he is and who his family is, and I think he would really appreciate that part of it, leaving a legacy.
It turns out Jim was quite the adventurer.
Probably too much so. He would get into situations that I wasn't sure if my life insurance was paid up. So
long before his death in 2012, Jim Otto started sending messages in a bottle.
As we went back and forth to Nebraska, where I lived, then we would cross the river at Sioux City, and then he thought, okay, I'm going to start throwing bottles in.
Dating back to 1976, hundreds of bottles, eventually turning a hobby into a lifetime of family memories.
Hopefully that there wasn't a highway patrolman following us and we'd get picked up, or we would throw out the bottle and somebody would be fishing below and we'd knock them out of the boat. But I said if we got picked up and found, that would be the end of the hobby.
His kids were less concerned.
Dad would wake us up and say, hey, we're coming up to the next river, and so whoever's in the front seat had to roll their window down, grab the bottle, make sure you recorded the number. That was our job, what number, what the bottle was, and then of course throw it in.
The bottles launched at home and overseas, cataloged by date, time, weather condition, and location, all awaiting a reply.
He was just hoping to get a few back. He was always excited. And I am too, when I hear from somebody.
So far, 65 people have contacted the Ottos after locating one of Jim's green bottles.
This is all in German, which I can't read. This one came from the penitentiary in South Dakota. Good friends found a bottle in England.
He found personal connections, and then he would try to keep the connection alive. It took time to wait for responses, and I guess that was a virtue that he had, was patience.
And now you can understand why Ross Bruins calls his last bow hunt of the winter most memorable, even without ever seeing a deer.
So when I came out here, I was trying to be as quiet as I could be and was watching my feet and ended up just seeing a bottle and picked it up and realized that it was a message in a bottle. And I actually took a picture and I had texted it to a couple of my friends who had been deer hunting the spot, and they couldn't believe as many times as they had been up and down that trail that they had never seen that bottle.
He would be really happy and excited that so many people are still finding his bottles.
With bottle 32 tucked away with Ross, the wait continues for when Jim's hobby again is given new life.
It makes us all feel good that Jim is still touching people's lives.
Now, Ross tells me that he does plan to release bottles with his own son once his own son is old enough to join him out there. In the meantime, hundreds of Jim's bottles are still waiting to be found, each with a story of its own, leading to another connection between his family and complete strangers.
What a neat story.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy to cross almost 40 years with that type of a connection. Make sure to watch for more Siouxland stories there every Thursday on KCAU 9 News at 5 and 10, and then also on Fridays during our midday. And if you know of someone with a unique story, we hope you'll share it with us so we can tell that story. Just email news@kcautv.com, and we'll share those stories with the rest of Siouxland.